It's that time for another edition of Southern Gospel Now. It's your weekly look inside Southern Gospel music. I'm Greg Goodman. This is episode 64 of Southern Gospel Now. It's made possible by SouthernGospelPrizes.com, where you can sign up to possibly win Southern Gospel prize packs. SouthernGospelPrizes.com. We kick off our report this week with some exciting news for Kingdom Heirs tenor Jacob Ellison. Jacob proposed to girlfriend Lainey, and she said yes. I'm sure we'll be hearing more about the pending nuptials very soon. Our sincere congratulations to Jacob and Lainey. Joseph Habedank's latest single is Child of the King. Joseph tells us how this song has a link to Southern Gospel's past.
The day we wrote Child of the King, I walked into the room, and Dave Clark, one of the songwriters who actually was with the Spear family for many years playing guitar, he said to me, I think this is where the church is. They just want to be reminded that they're a child of the King. The ironic thing about that is that one of the Spears' biggest hits was a song called Child of the King. Oh yes, I'm a child of the King. His royal blood now flows in my veins, and I who was wretched and poor now can sing. Praise God, I'm a child of the King. So it's kind of ironic that Dave Clark, who played with the Spears, actually came up with this idea, and I don't think it had ever been rewritten, this hook, and so I'm really glad that we chose to do that.
The BMI Christian Music Awards were held recently. This event honors the songs that got the most airplay on terrestrial radio, satellite radio, and on digital service providers for the previous year. We'll run through the Southern Gospel recipients. Songwriter of the Year honors went to Jason Cox. Jason was co-writer on 3 songs honored. Songs honored include Follow Me to the Cross, written by Melissa Brady, I See Revival, written by Jason Cox and Adam Wheeler, If God Pulled Back the Curtain, written by Jason Cox and Kenna West, The Healer Hasn't Lost His Touch, written by Jason Cox, Joseph Habedank, and Tony Wood, and When God Says Wait, written by Matthew Browder and John Darren Rousey. Our congratulations to all of the writers and songs honored at this event. The Sound recently had a special opportunity to perform in the nation's capital as a part of the Capitol Concert Series. Levi Mills tells us more.
You know, the last several days, we've gotten the chance to go into our nation's capital and meet several members of Congress and not only sing a little bit for them and sing about Jesus in our nation's capital, but also we got the chance to pray with some of our nation's leaders, and that was an absolutely incredible experience.
While there, the guys got to do a hymn in the rotunda. Listen to just a bit of this.
I will cling to thee, old rugged cross, and exchange it someday for a crown.
Very cool for them, and they sounded amazing there. John Epley just received a high honor. He tells us more.
I received a neat honor the other day. I was born and raised in Kentucky, Fordsville, Kentucky. I lived there till I was about 19 years old. And so Kentucky's always had a special place in my heart. And a friend of mine submitted me to be a Kentucky colonel. And I received the certificate the other day, and that was a really neat honor because my papa was a Kentucky colonel growing up, and I always thought that was so neat. And so to get to join the ranks of the Kentucky colonels is a neat thing for me. The Greater Vision guys, actually, Gerald, Rodney, and Chris, they received that honor several years ago. A promoter presented them with certificates. And so I get to join them now as a Kentucky colonel, and I'm honored.
Lauren Talley says she's having a blast singing these days.
I haven't had this much fun singing in a long, long time. It's a bit of a throwback to the soul style I've been singing for a long time, and I know you're going to love it. When it's all said and done, they couldn't shut him up.
Scott Fowler of Legacy 5 talks about the concept behind the group's latest hit, Enough for Me.
I'm so guilty of this, finding myself asking God for stuff more than I just thank Him for what He's done for me. This song is just a great reminder that if I don't get everything I ask for with God, if I don't get my prayers answered like I want them answered, the truth is, if all He ever did for me was forgive me and give me salvation, that is enough. And we can be grateful and thankful for the sufficiency of His forgiveness.
Wilburn and Wilburn's latest tune is Where Could We Go? Jonathan Wilburn talks about the idea that Jesus is always with us.
Where Could We Go? Written by Miss Fanny Crosby. The second verse, it says, who else could be closer than a brother? And the Bible plainly says He will stick closer than any brother. I have two brothers that are older than me, and those guys are my heroes. They stick close to me. If I needed them in a moment's call, I could call my brothers. But Jesus is even closer. He's at the mention of His name. He will be there for us.
Taking a look at the Singing News Power 50 weekly chart, Brian Free and Assurance take top honors for the 5th straight week with Looks Like Jesus featuring Jimmy Fortune. There you have it. That's this week's look at what's going on in Southern Gospel music. Southern Gospel Now is made possible by SouthernGospelPrizes.com. If you missed any of the episodes of Southern Gospel Now along the way, you can catch them wherever you download podcasts, or you can listen at SouthernGospelNow.com. I'm Greg Goodman, reminding you to love your neighbor, stay cool, and I'll catch you next week for another edition of Southern Gospel Now.